met you, I couldn't want you better. I couldn't love you stronger if I tried. It's my true heart I'm showing, all my nose would be growing. You know that it gets longer when I lie. Singing la 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 la. Sing me, sing me, sing me. La 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 la. Jingle, jingle, jangle. La 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 la. Sing me, baby. La 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 la.
Okay, everybody, here we go with our new hit record, Sugar, Sugar.
Sugar, oh honey, honey, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you.
Hi, it's Ron Dante of the Archies wishing Plastic EP congratulations on his 700th show. Here's to another 700. God bless you.
Oh honey, oh sugar, sugar, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. When I kissed you, girl, I knew how sweet a kiss could be. I know how sweet a kiss can be. Like the summer sunshine, pour your sweetness over me. Pour your sweetness over me. Oh, sugar, sugar on it, honey. Pour little sugar on it, baby. Make your life so sweet. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pour little sugar on it. Oh, yeah. Pour little sugar on it, honey. Pour little sugar on it, baby. I'm gonna make your life so sweet. Yeah, pour little sugar on it, honey. Ah, sugar. Honey, honey. You are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you.
Songwriter extraordinaire, singer. She was with the Archies. She wrote so many great songs. We love you, Toni Wine. And let me tell you, every day the world listens to Sugar Sugar, and your famous line on it, that famous line that you sing by yourself, you know the one I'm talking about?
I do.
Can you say it for us?
I'm gonna make your life so sweet.
Yay.
That was Betty.
It is.
The high voice was Veronica.
When did you first hear about Don Kirshner having to do with the music of the Monkees project? How did you hear that, through Boyce and Hart, or how did that come about?
No, I had been signed to Donnie as a writer in 61, 62. I was very, very young. 14 probably, 13, 14. And over the years, Donnie had access to a lot of things that were happening, be Broadway shows, movies, television series. And somewhere in that time frame that you're talking about, mid 60s, he told us there was going to be a show about the Archies. And of course, Tommy and Bobby were writers for Alden Music, Screen Gems, at the same time that I was, and that there were a whole slew of us, a lot of writers. They were two of them, and they did a lot of stuff for the Monkees.
Did you meet the Monkees at any stage, the four of them?
Oh, I've met them. Davey and I were very, very close from when he was in Oliver. You know, he was in the Broadway show Oliver. That is when I first met him, and we were dear friends from that moment on. Then later, you know, couple years later, the Monkees came to light, and he became a Monkee.
Now, with the Archie project, I'm very keen to find out how you got involved. Andy Kim, as we said, Ron Dante, Ellie Greenwich. How did you all get together on the Archies? Was it like he came to you and said, right, we're doing a cartoon series, you're going to sing, we're doing these songs, you went in the studio, you started putting down tracks, How did it work? Tell everybody who knew nothing about the project.
Okay. Well, it did not happen like that, as you're saying. Ronnie and I and Ellie and Jeff, we were all great, great friends. When we all met Andy, he became family as well. Ronnie and I had been doing a lot of background work, doing background singing on other records, lots of commercials, lots of records, oohs and ahs. Ellie also did lots of records, oohs and ahs and commercials. Ellie and Jeff were also record producers. Jeff had asked Ronnie to be the voice of Archie. And in talking about forming the group, the Archies, Ronnie, Ellie and Jeff, Ronnie and Andy, because Andy and Jeff wrote the song Sugar Sugar. They asked me to become an Archie. So that is how it happened. And then we did go into the studio and we did record Archie records.
Do you remember when you recorded Sugar Sugar and Jingle Jangle?
Yep, I sure do.
Can you tell me a little bit about that? When you did Sugar Sugar, you started singing it. Did you feel like this is going to be a great hit? Did you have that feeling?
Not when we first sang it, but when we overdubbed. I mean, the minute we heard the song of Sugar Sugar, we all believed it was a hit song. But the vision of how it would transpond into the record just came, and it happened, and it embellished, and it just became bigger and bigger. We overdubbed a lot of voices. There were thoughts coming all throughout it, and it just happened. It was a great 3-hour session. And when it was finished, we just felt it was a hit record. Now, a friend of mine picked me up at the studio because we were going to have dinner that night. And that is, I'm sure you know, Ray Stevens, great songwriter, great singer. He was in New York at the time. So Ray picked me up at the studio, and we were going to leave shortly thereafter. But the record needed hand claps, and we didn't have enough hands to clap. It was me, Ronnie, Jeff, and Andy. And we dragged Ray into the studio to hand clap with us on Sugar Sugar. And we overdubbed two tracks of hand claps. And so Ray is on the record of Sugar Sugar. He cracks up, he tells everybody, and nobody believes him, but it's true. God's truth, he's on it.
I believe you. Now, I also want to say the second single being Jingle Jangle, you come out of the box because the first voice you hear is yours on the song.
Jingle Jangle was all the Archie records were fun. Jingle Jangle was, I don't think it was on that same session. I think it was on a different session. And it was a different kind of an Archie record, and it was great. It was great. You know, they did incredible stuff, all magical records, you know, fun, sing along. There's no way you can't sing along with any of those records.
No,
That's the key to it.
There's the record. I have 90 there are. That's gonna go on my jukebox, Tony, when I get one. I've always wanted a jukebox, so that will be the first record that goes on. But you know, it sounded to me that such a dynamic time with all you songwriters and all you know artists together and in this hub, and it just sounded so dynamic, so exciting.
It was an incredible time, and that time came and went. You know, that time lasted for probably close to 20 years, and then a different time came. It's just it's a different business. At that time, anybody, any writer, one that made it or one that almost didn't have a prayer, could knock on any door and be seen. Any artist, if they felt they could sing, they'd knock on the door and they would be able to open it and walk in. It's just a different It was a different time. It was new. It was brand new. It was fresh, and it was available. And
And also all the connections, you all became good friends, and you all associated different records that later on, so you're all still interconnected with through your music at different times. But it's a lifelong friendship with all these wonderful, wonderful guys.
I have to tell you, and this truly is the truth. I am still so close with most of my compadres from the 60s and 70s. It's amazing. And we all, there's just very great friendship and love and openness. It's all still there. It's
So
wonderful.
still now, you're still in touch with most of them now. So are you?
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
wonderful.
Ron, as I had said earlier, Ronnie and I are like brother and sister. In fact, he's coming into Nashville. He'll be on the Happy Together tour. They come in 3 weeks. So I'll
Oh, I
see.
wish I could be there.
Ah, it's always a great show that they all put on. But yeah, we're all very close. We talk to each other all the time. Many of us, a lot of the old writers and singers, artists.
And these songs are evergreen. They're such classics. You listen to them now. I mean, there's generations that are growing up. They obviously haven't heard them first time round, but now when they're hearing them, I mean, my daughter's nearly 20. She loves it. She just
Absolutely. They do love it. Again, that magic really was the whole premise of being able to sing along with it. There are great records today, but some of them are tough to sing along to.
yeah.
But a lot of them are fabulous, and you can. It's just that era that we're speaking of, it was easy. It was very easy. 2-minute song, 2 minutes and 15 seconds, in and out, sing along, and it's great. Verse,
Just
chorus,
fantastic. Yeah.
easy.
Fantastic songwriting. Just
I
fantastic.
just want to say, if
songwriting.
I can, Tony, we just interviewed one of the top UK DJs, and he said, I don't want to hear about the word 60s or 70s. He goes, if it's a great song, it's a great song. Doesn't matter when it was recorded, it's still a great
Absolutely.
song. It's a great song.
A
Yeah.
great song is a great song. You can
Yeah.
take a song. I mean, there are songs written in the 40s that could be total #1 records today. You can't kill a great song. You can kill a lousy record.
That's it.
Can't
And
kill a great.
the proof is, Tony, is that, with a groovy kind of love, which, a fantastic 1966. And then, it does so well first time round, but then second time round. And then, an artist like Phil Collins goes and records it, puts his own twist on it. And hey, it's #1 in
I
the
know. I know.
UK. It's
And
amazing.
we never really thought that our songs were great. We just thought they might have a shot and they might be commercial. I never thought my songs were great. None of us really did. We would hear other people's songs and we'd say, oh my God, what a great song. But we never thought of ourselves as having great songs. We just got lucky. That's how we thought about it. We figured, wow, we got really lucky and we had an artist that made a great record. But I mean, it blew our minds, most of us in that time frame. Most of us just thought we all got lucky and we had good songs, but I don't think any of us really thought we had great songs.
Well, I just got to say, with the Mindbenders, they had a #2 song in the UK, #2 song in the US with a groovy kind of love. And then you got Phil Collins comes along in 1988. That's right, Sabine?
Yes,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he has a #1 in the US and the UK, and he slows the song down a bit. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
He made a great record. He really did. It was a fabulous record. I thank him every day to this day. I mean, the record killed me, and I love him dearly for
me too.
that
And
record.
something, Tony, Phil Collins is actually, and this is gospel. He hails from this area that I live in, Twickenham.
Oh,
And he lived. He went to a local junior school, only a few roads away from me here, and so he's our most famous rock star. And
oh,
obviously, we're so proud, to say that.
you
And
have to be.
I wish he would come back and trace his roots because I would love to meet him.
Uh, he's an exceptionally gifted man. He plays so many instruments.
Oh,
He wears so many hats. He's an
great
incredible
actor. Yeah.
Yes, and he's a great music man, not just as a recording artist or as a great songwriter. Now, he is a great songwriter, but he's a music man. He really, he knows hits. He makes
Yeah.
hits.
He feels
He's
it.
the, yeah, he's exceptional.
Yeah.
Now, let's move on to Candida and Tony Orlando. I mean, what a song to write, Candida. Tell me the story about that.
Well, it was in 70, I think 1970 or 71. And Erwin Levine and I were at my apartment for a writing session. And we knew what we wanted to write. We had no idea, any artist that would do it. We're just writing songs. And we wanted to write a song of the time. We wanted to have, we would call them ghetto songs, meaning the area that I grew up in was Washington Heights, Spanish Harlem. Mixtures and blended people from all over the world, Black, white, Spanish, Asian. And we knew that we wanted to have basically what then was referred to as an interracial, interlove song. So we wanted a Spanish girl and a very milky white man. And we needed a name. Well, Maria was gone, West Side Story. Juanita was gone, the Penguins from doo-wop rock and roll. There were great, and we needed a 3-syllable word. And there were great names, but they were gone, they were taken. Yeah. And my first boyfriend was from Cuba. And we decided if we ever had children, if we had a girl, we'd call her Candida. And I said to Erwin, I said, Jesus, I've got the name. That was it. Yeah. Out of the sky, just out of the sky. So we wrote Candida, and we're truly, truly lucky and thrilled for Toni to record it. By the way, it was Toni Orlando and a songwriter named Jack Keller. They were responsible for bringing me at 13 and a half years old to Donnie Kirshner's office for him to meet me. I had met Toni and Jack in a studio. I was doing a favor for one of my mom's best friends. And they were there and they heard me from another studio, and they asked my mother, would she please bring me to an office around the block from this studio, because they wanted me to meet somebody that they felt I needed to meet, and it was Donnie. And my mom was so cool. She knew that music was my world anyway, because I was studying to be a classical. I went to Juilliard. I was a classical pianist. I was at Juilliard from age 5 on. And she knew music was my life. And she said, sure. So she did. And that's the true story.
So Toni, were you in a choir of any kind at school, or how did your vocals come about? How did you know you could sing?
I just always loved to sing. I'd sing around the house, sing with my friends. We'd sing on the street corners. It was just one of those deals. And yes, I was in my 6th grade chorus, my 9th grade chorus. Nothing earth shattering, but we loved it.
Anyone musical in your family? Your mom's side, your dad's side?
Everyone on my mother's side They all played piano by ear. They all sang. It was great. And then when I was about 16, I actually found out that my third cousin was Prokofiev, classical composer, you know, Peter and the Wolf. Bum,
Yes,
bum,
yes.
ba-da-ba-bum.
Fantastic.
I found that
Yeah.
I was 16. I couldn't
Wow.
comprehend that. That was pretty wild. Yeah.
Right, now we want to go back to Tony Orlando. I want to go back to Tony Orlando. I heard that you were on the recording session of Knock Three Times.
Well, I was on the session of Candida and Knock Three Times. That whole very first album that was called Candida, there was no Dawn. It was Tony Orlando. And again, because I wrote the song, I sang backgrounds on it. Hell, I did the demo, you know, and so it actually, the background singers on Candida, the first session for Tony of that whole time was Candida and a song called What Are You Doing Sunday and Knock Three Times. And the background singers were myself, a girl named Robin Grion, who later became a harlot. She was doing lots of backgrounds also. So it was me and Robin and Jay Siegel, who was that high, magnificent voice of the Tokens.
Oh.
You know who Jay Siegel is?
I've heard of it. I know the famous.
No, it's a guy. Jay Siegel, he's the voice, you know, The Lion Sleeps Tonight. You hear this?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
Yes.
ooh, in my way. That's him.
Wow.
That's him. So Jay Siegel, me, and Robin Grion were the background voices. And then after Candida hit, I mean, it was a #1 record. That is when Dawn, the actual Tony Orlando and Dawn, was created. And Telma and Joyce came to be. And thank God, they are so amazing. They are still amazing.
Yeah.
But Tony's got a fantastic voice, hasn't he? Tony's a great voice.
Oh, he's fabulous. And he sounds today as great as he did then. In fact, I don't know if you know, but I've been on the road with him for 18 years now. I play keyboards and I sing. I am the token girl with 5 other guys and Tony. And so we've been on the road. He goes all, you know, we travel all over the world. He still sounds so incredible. You know, there are some singers whose voices age.
Yeah.
And then there are other singers whose voices never age.
Yeah.
He is one of them. He'll do his Bless You and I mean, it sounds the same. Sounds the same. Never even changes keys. It's just the greatest.
I hope he comes to the UK sometime when things are kind of more settled again with live music, because we want tours. We want to see, we're starved of this live music, and we so need our music back on the stage. We need the artists back on the stage. You know,
well, we've been off the road for 1.5 years, and we actually start up again in 2 weeks. We go up to Mohegan Sun, you know, big hotel casino. But now everybody's starting to tour again the end of the month. And so hopefully tours will be aplenty all over our nation, yours, and all over the world again. But it's slowly. It's slowly.
It is. It's gradual, but it's going to happen because we've already got lots of dates penciled in for festivals over here, and you know, and tours. So there's a positive sign that it's all going to happen, and hopefully
it will
be full on next year.
Yes, it will. We all need to just be cautious, stay safe, and keep singing and enjoying music.
Yeah, because after all, it's great tonic for everyone. Music brings everyone together. I couldn't live without music, Tony.
I couldn't either.
Much as I can. I mean, I sing with a rock choir, but I don't play any instruments, but I live and breathe music every day of my life. It's my lifeline. I just couldn't live without it.
I fully understand and agree. It's very important.
Now, Tony, I got to ask you, with the 1960s, I mean, when you think back, writing all those great songs. And in that period there, in the Bill building, I actually class that as the golden age of songs. That's where I put it at. There's nothing like it because it was such a great time. And that's why your song like A Groovy Kind of Love, I mean, that's what it was. You can't reproduce that now. The people aren't the way they were then. They had this freedom. They had this expression. They had this, how can I say, it wasn't just based on money. They just lived their lives.
Well, it was a great time and it was a very easy time. But truly, right now, there is a resurgence of that kind of music with that type of simple, straight ahead songs. It never really left. It just kind of fell to the wayside. But right now, there is a resurgence of simplicity in music. And it's come back. You know, there are cycles, all kinds of, you know, the 40s music came and went and it came back again. And the 50s music came and went and came back again. It's happening, same thing, 60s, 70s, 80s, everything just takes time to regroup, refigure it out, and redo it.
Yeah,
Now,
definitely.
Tony, I want to ask you about a famous photo before we wrap up the show. You know the photo I'm talking about? It's you and Carol Bayer Sager. It's got Boyce and Hart. It's got, I think it's Goffin is in it as well, right? And you're eating
It's what?
records with cakes on a table. Tell me about that, everybody.
That was a surprise birthday party. It was either for Tommy or for Bobby. I'm not sure who, but Carol and I threw this party and we had that cake made and it was a blast. It was great. Somebody
I love
took
the
that
way the
picture. I don't
records,
even
the
know
cake
who
is
took
like
that
a
picture.
45. I love
It
that with the
was.
lines around it.
It was. It was. We had that made and someone took the picture. I don't remember who even took the picture, but I love that picture. It's fun.
Yeah.
Well, Tony,
You
we
have-
want to thank you for being on the show and being on Go straight to the top of the charts. You've been at the top of the charts so many times. I mean, young people today, they only have to go and look you up on the net, find out all the great things you've done, and you've left a great music legacy for the world, something to be proud of, because every day they're singing your songs. I mean, what a bigger legacy to leave than that.
Aw, thank you. Thank you both. I've loved every
It's
second
been an
of
absolute
this.
honor and an absolute pleasure, Tony. Thank
It's
you
actually
so
an
much.
honor. For me to have you on this show, Tony, is my pleasure and my honor.
Yeah.
My pleasure more for both of you to have invited me. I thank you both so much.